Hello Australia, welcome to our SEM webinar today on Google and Yellow SEM working together. I'm Greg, I look after digital capability for Yellow, which basically means I work with our media account managers to make sure that we're using the best practice and giving our customers the best advice to make sure that their Yellow SEM campaigns are working to the best possible ability.
Hi everyone, my name is Sunny. Thanks for having me here. I'm the Strategic Partner Manager from Google. My work is around working with partners and their customers to bring the best value out of their online marketing campaigns. So here today we're going to share a few tips on how to enhance your mobile online marketing campaign.
Awesome, and it's great to have you here, Sunny. It's always good to have Google in our offices here. And
absolutely.
Just want to let everybody know that's on the line. So we also have some experts actually manning the chat field today. So if you do have any questions, some of you have your media account managers sitting there with you, having lunch, I believe. For those that don't have their media account manager with them, just ask some questions in the chat field. Our experts will be able to answer them on the spot and make sure that you're getting all the latest information and best advice.
I'd like to start off by congratulating Yellow as one of our finalists in the Google Premium Partners Award this year.
Thanks, Sunny. What, just this year?
Absolutely not. This is the third year in a row, and this year they're one of the finalists in the category of growing online businesses. What it means is that Yellow has been developing a strong expertise in growing customers' online presence, help them stay online and grow online.
Thanks, Sunny. We're really proud of these awards and being nominated again for the third year in a row. We're also proud of being a Google Premier Partner. Do you mind filling us in a little bit about what that actually means, Sunny?
Absolutely. So partners who are able to earn our badge of Premium Partners means that they have always been following Google's advertising's best practices. They are Google AdWords certified. They manage a significant AdWords investment, and most importantly, they have been consistently proven that they have the ability to help businesses succeed with online marketing.
Okay, so first thing we'd like to have a look at is where do Australians actually look when they need a product or service? What are they actually doing? And before we actually have a look at Google's data, because I know you guys have a lot of data.
Absolutely.
We actually went out onto the streets and actually asked the Australians out there, what do they do when they're looking for a product or service? So let's have a quick look.
Google is the best. It's very easy and quick.
Google. I think you get the better results from there.
The go-to is your Googles because it's very hard to avoid Google, really.
Google, without a doubt.
Google's definitely the preferred.
I will not click page 2, no.
First page is the best, and second page if the first page is nonsense.
Occasionally, not that often, but you usually get what you want within the first page.
If I can't find it in the first page, then I will go for second or third, not beyond that.
No, most people don't. They think that this is the best results, so they'll choose from those.
Well, I mostly go for the top 5.
Around 4 or 5, but if I go on I didn't get anything and I have to go to jump on second page, then a lot 11, 10.
I mean, depending on what I'm doing. For uni, I'll probably click on a few, but if I'm just doing whatever, I'll probably just click on the first couple. That's probably it.
Every second one, yep, to make sure that I've found what I'm looking for.
Sometimes I do click on the ads for the top search results, but usually I'll scroll down.
Sometimes I might just out of convenience sake.
Ads, sometimes if I like something attractive, like it's good or I'm looking for something.
Often those ads will coincide with the best search results.
Yes, I certainly do. From everything. Yep, from a bargain to a product to where I'm going for lunch.
I do.
I use Google almost everything, really.
Probably say every day.
A few times a day?
Every time, every day.
So Sunny, there we have it. The Australians have had their say. Does that match up with Google's data?
Absolutely. That actually pretty much match with some of the research we did early on, where we found 90% of Australian users go online daily, and more than 80% of them actually use internet first when they need any kind of like information.
Yeah, well, that absolutely matches up with what people are saying, and I think matches up with what our customers say when we go out and see them as well. I mean, we're seeing obviously hundreds and hundreds of customers a week, and when you ask them, where do consumers go, or where do you go when you need a product or service, most
Absolutely,
of them are saying,
internet.
straight online.
Absolutely. And when it comes into like search engine as well, we have some interesting data to see like where most of the customers are doing conducting search on their mobile phones. So 60% of Australian users conduct search on their smart mobiles, and similar percentages of them actually use search engines on a weekly basis. That's why today's we want to focus a little bit more on like how to get results done and build your presence on search engines.
Okay, and look, question without notice, 70% of Australians are using search engines weekly. A lot of them are using mobiles. Are consumers searching the internet now more on their mobiles or more on their computers?
Absolutely. I would say both of devices are more and more important, but in terms of like mobile, that's we're seeing even a high uplift as as we're all looking into like much more convenience, faster results, and more accurate results where we are.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so 50% or more than 50% of Australians learn the products they want to buy or the services that they want to use via an online search as well these days.
Absolutely. Well, think of us as like a normal consumer. Like the first thing we want to turn to, like we want to find more information, is probably like pull out our phone from our pocket and do the search right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
So look, obviously the consumers, they're going online when they need a product or service.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually going to a search engine. Have advertisers across Australia, followed those consumers as they've moved online?
Absolutely. So we also have basically we did a research with we had the research with PwC this year, and we found that actually most of the advertising budget are shifting online. So if we could look at this graph quickly from around in 2012, only less than half of that advertising spend is actually spent on internet advertising.
About 28% back in 2012.
Absolutely, but if we look into fast forward 5 years later, that's almost half of that spending is actually shifted online. And if we look into the forecast of 2022, we're seeing more and more of that internet spending, advertising spending, it's actually moving from traditional media to online.
Almost 60%, which I think. I think this year I saw some data that said was the first year where digital spending outspent all of the other medias combined.
Absolutely.
First year.
Absolutely. Well, if you look at 2017, we're almost at 50%. So it wouldn't surprise me when we already exceeded that. And
another little chart here, which I guess sort of just explains that advertisers' marketing budgets have pretty much remained the same, pretty level over the years. But yeah, the digital marketing spend has actually gone up disproportionately.
Absolutely. This connects to where we discussed early on, where the consumers are, right? You want to be there where you want to spend the right marketing budget onto where most of the consumers are. Most of the consumers right now are consuming data and content online, and that's why you want to build that online presence. You want to shift your marketing budget and focus from traditional media towards digital media.
Cool. One thing at Yellow that we really like to do is we like to keep things simple, because digital marketing can be quite confusing, right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So when we look at digital marketing and what consumers are doing when they're actually jumping online or jumping onto Google or Bing, we say that there's 3 ways that you can appear on a search engine. Mm-hmm. Okay, and we've got a great little video that we've put together that highlights those 3 different ways that a consumer can actually appear on that first page of Google. So we'll have a quick look at that now.
Absolutely.
If you've ever wanted to know the weather forecast, directions to a friend's house, or to find a product or service, it's likely you've turned to a search engine. 97% of people make their decisions on the first page of Google. There are 3 ways to get your business on page 1. The first is search engine marketing, or SEM, which involves bidding on the words customers use to search for your business, and then showing them your business ad. These paid ads feature at the very top of a search results page and are clicked by about 30% of customers. These customers have a really high intent to find and buy, so they're great customers to have. SEO works by putting certain words and images on your website, which makes it relevant when people are searching online. It's also having links on other sites that click through to your site, all with the aim of improving your search ranking. Results can take between 3 to 6 months. It's an important part of the marketing mix, with 70% of consumers clicking these results. Directory listings also contribute to higher search rankings. Yellow Online has millions of pages of content on local businesses' listings. This large amount of content contributes to a high search ranking, so you'll often see Yellow Online listings within the top organic results. So, consider whether SEM, SEO, directory listings, or all three are right for you.
So look, there's the three ways that you can appear on a search engine. Today though, we're going to focus on SEM, an online marketing strategy that lets you focus on exactly what it is that you want to sell more of as a business. And it's easily measurable, and you can target exactly into the area and to the market that you're interested in selling into. It's really important though with SEM that for it to work effectively and to get the best result, it absolutely needs to be set up correctly.
Absolutely, can't agree more. So what we have today is we want to make sure that we share the 3 simple tips that for success in search engine marketing.
Cool, that's what we're all here for. So let's have a look at our 3 simple steps for SEM success. So number 1.
Be there when your consumers search for you. That makes perfect sense, right? I mean, you don't want to be there, you don't want to miss out all the opportunities where people are conducting millions to billions of search every year. You want to make sure that you have that online presence as a very, very first step.
Absolutely. And look, to be clear, step 1 is about being there when consumers are searching for you. Okay, so they're not looking for a plumber or an electrician, they're looking for Bob's Plumber or Steve's Electrical Services. So it's all about making sure that you have the content online to support when a customer is looking for you.
One quickest and simplest step is to adopt the Google My Business profile page. So this is how businesses can build their storefront, online presence storefront, where they can appear on maps and Google My Business. It's a guide for customers to find you. It's focus on providing you with real-time information about your business, and also your listing will appear where people are searching for the particular keywords around your business, such as Bob's Plumber.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, we get questions from customers all the time actually. Look, can you help us set up our Google My Business page? Or we've got a Google My Business page. Can you help us get some content on there and work with it? So just to be clear, if you do have a Google My Business page and you do need a hand with it, make sure you work with your Census account manager, because they will be more than happy just to help you through that process and make sure that you've got the latest information and the best information for your business online. So Sunny, we've looked after our customers that are searching for us. So these are repeat customers, referrals, customers who are looking for you, and we're making sure that what they find is the right information. But now let's talk about point number 2, which is how do we get found by new customers?
That's a very, very important point. So we'd love to introduce you to Google's AdWords search ads, where you will be able to actually have search results, ads showing where you are, what your business is about, and what you sell as well. First of all, to start with a search ad is to define your marketing goals. So for different businesses.
No, absolutely. and look, if we've lost anybody at this stage, so when we're talking about Google AdWords, we're talking about SEM. We're talking about yellow SEM, AdWords, Google Ads. There's a lot of different names for it, but in effect, it's all the same thing. We're just talking about those ads that talk about businesses generally up the top of the search engine results.
Absolutely. In order to have a successful SEM, what's more important is to have your marketing objective defined. So it could be measuring the amount of phone calls, the website visits, store visits, lead generation, or brand awareness.
Yeah, and look, this is really important these days because not every consumer wants to just pick up the phone and talk straight to the business owner. Different consumers want to interact with businesses in different ways, but you do want to be able to track all of those different ways that a consumer is talking to you. So with yellow SEM, we do off the back of that make sure that we have the ability to track phone calls. We have the ability to track the number of clicks that are going to your website, and we will even work with you to actually set up Google Analytics to actually have a look at what consumers are doing when they actually land on your website.
Absolutely. And also, on top of just having an SEM search advertisement, we also have different tools such as the location extensions, where we will be able to show your address right beneath the search ads. So by far, we've seen a much more high click-through rate when consumers actually see the address right underneath the advertisement.
Sure. So what's an example of that, Sonny? So if I'm a consumer and I'm searching for a mechanic in St Kilda, what would that ad look like?
Well, the ad will actually like show up the let's say Greg's Mechanics. Like this, it will has like the headline, the text ad that describe what your business is, and underneath like these information, they will also show your address in St Kilda's. You know what? Like what's even great is that like if that person particularly doing that search is around St Kilda's, all they need to do is just click onto that address that's displayed, and they will be directed to Google Maps, and they will see how far they are from your business. If they're just around and like really need urgently need a mechanic's service, then they might already become one of the converted customers as well. Okay,
yeah, because research is really clear that in a lot of types of industries, consumers do want to interact with a business that's near them.
Absolutely, and convenience is key, and making sure like you have extra information around like how to build convenience for your consumers to engage with your business will be a key win for going online and winning online.
Yeah, fantastic.
So similarly, we also have like a call extension where you could, on top of having just your address display, you can also have like a call number where your customers could already make a phone call to for your business right at the interface of the advertisement.
Yeah, absolutely. So would you say that as far as ad extensions go, your location extension and your call extension, they would be the two most important extensions you can add to your campaign?
Absolutely. I realize like what it looks like from a consumer's perspective is that like if they see these additional information, it actually like does increase that confidence level of like, oh, this is a proper business. It has the address. It has their phone number there. It is a very legitimate business that I'm ready to engage with as well. So it actually help build that level of confidence to potential customers.
Cool. Another thing that's really important with a search engine marketing campaign, if you don't mind me jumping in here, is knowing exactly what your customers are searching for. And the reason I'm a little bit passionate about this one is, so with the Yellow SEM sales team, when we are talking to a customer about search engine marketing, we actually love jumping into Google Keyword Planner. Yeah, and actually having a look at exactly what it is that a consumer is searching for. So when they are looking for a mechanic or a plumber, and it's always quite surprising. You think that consumers who want a plumber in St Kilda are either searching for plumber or plumber St Kilda, but generally there's upwards of 1,500 different ways that consumers could search for a plumber in St Kilda. So it might be broken pipe.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
it's crazy. There's a lot of different ways. So it's really important. It can again be really confusing, but again, a Yellow SEM expert can work with you to make sure that we know exactly what are the keywords that are important for your business, and that we're making sure that they're the ones that you're targeting and getting your business up the top of the Google or Bing search results for those searches that are happening in a search engine.
Absolutely. Well, I guess I can actually mention a little bit more about the targeting as well. Like with SEM, search engine marketing, you're able to actually define the exact locations where you want to target your potential customers as well. In this case, then you can actually pinpoint where your potential customers are going to be. It could be just around the service area or a few of the postcodes that you actually operate, so that your value to your value of online marketing will be directed towards all the potential customers in your local area.
Yeah, and again, at Yellow we treat this really importantly because you're much more likely to convert a customer who is 5 or 10 kilometres from you than a customer that's 20 or 30 kilometres from you, because they do want to search local. So even when you have a business that has maybe 10 or 15 locations, we can draw a little 10-kilometre radius around each of those locations and make sure that you're only getting customers from within the range of that business that are more likely to convert into a customer.
Exactly.
But over and above all of that, Yellow SEM actually also has some special little tricks to make sure that our advertisers are getting the best possible results from their Google search as well for their Yellow SEM. The first of those is around tracking an ROI. So we do make sure that our customers can have their programs completely tracked. Now that not only means we're telling them how many appearances and clicks and their click-through rates and all of the data that you've sort of heard before, but can be a little bit confusing. What we find most customers want to know is how many calls have they got from their SEM program. You know, how many people have gone to their website that potentially have then gone on and become a customer or made a purchase? So we make sure that our reporting gives the customer all of that information, how many calls, and like I said, we'll even help them set up Google Analytics to get that additional information from their website. Ad extensions, you talked about those, Sonny, and how important they are, and ad extensions are absolutely critical because not only do they give the customer who's doing the search really, really relevant information about your business, which is more likely to make them convert, but it also takes up more space in the actual page and pushes your competitors down a little bit further. So the more ad extensions that we can put in there for your ad, the more relevant it makes it, and
the juicier the content it is.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's absolutely best practice for us to make sure that when we're setting up a campaign, we're set up all of the relevant extensions that we can for your business. And that's not only location extensions, which we touched on, call extensions, which are really, really important so customers can click to call from a mobile where possible. But there's also other little things like site extensions. So if there's really important pages on your website that you know are really valuable to customers, we can actually have them in your ad and direct customers to those if Google thinks it's applicable to have them in the ad. Call out extensions and structured snippets, which are a little bit new, but the idea of those is to make sure that if there's extra little information about your business like free quotes, no call out fee, fast turnaround times, we can highlight those in your ads, again, if it's relevant to the search, to make it even more likely that someone will click on your ad as opposed to one of the competition. So really, really important ad extensions. Couldn't agree with you more. And the last one is research. And look, that can start today. So after this webinar, if you're sitting there with your media advisor, they can actually sit down, pull the curtains, back from Google and actually tell you exactly what people searched for in your market, say Wollongong, for an electrician in the last 30 days, which is really exciting and interesting to have a look at. And from that, you can work out exactly what are the keywords that you would like to focus on for your business so that you're getting the right customers at the right time.
That's correct. It also helps you understand from the perspective of your potential customers, because like sometimes as business owners, we might be too skewed towards that professional kind of jargons, but we might have ignored what potential customers are searching for. So these kind of research are very important for you to understand what your potential customers are looking for, what are some of the terms or some of the search keywords that they have been searching for, so you don't miss any opportunities out there.
Absolutely. So Google, Yellow, we're helping drive customers to your business, to your website. What happens though when they land on your website and particularly your mobile? And point number 3 is we have got to embrace mobile.
Absolutely, and we share some stats around how much time people actually use search engines on mobile, how much how important it is to have a mobile friendly page. Let's look at some of these stats and some of the numbers.
Let's do it.
So 60% of consumers have a greater chance of converting on a mobile optimized website. And more than half of these consumers are less likely to interact with a brand if it's not optimized for mobile devices. That being said, where will they go? They'll definitely go to a competitor's website, which is much more mobile friendly or mobile optimized. And almost half of them will actually leave your website if it's not loading
short
fast
attention
enough.
spans these days. They dive into your site. If they have to pinch and zoom and it's not easy to read, they're just going to bounce out and they're going to go to the next site.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I guess there are 3 different criteria that we have to look into when we're talking about mobile best practices. First of all, I'll talk about content. Content is actually very, very it's a very straightforward kind of concept. If if your website actually provide the right information where your potential customers are looking for, then they'll definitely stay. If they are, we'll go until the next slide. If they're actually quite separate from where the customer intents are, then they'll definitely leave. So
absolutely. So it's sort of all about making sure that you're matching up the customer intent with the actual purpose of the website. So if you've got a customer who is specifically looking for bathroom renovations, right? So you're a plumber, you do block drains, you do emergency call outs, you do bathroom renovations, but you don't have a page for bathroom renovations and it's just sort of hidden in your site somewhere, then when they see the ad for bathroom renovations and they land on a site that's all a bit generic and doesn't focus particularly on bathroom renovations, again, it's these guys do it, but it's not their main thing. I'll just bounce out and go somewhere else. Yeah, so important to make sure that all of the important parts of your business, you've got a page that that has the right content for the intent that somebody is searching for.
And also keep in mind that the limited attention span as well. So that's why your content, the right content or the message that must be clear, so that you can actually capture the most of your audience. So second of all will be very related to content is the performance and speed.
Absolutely. So speed of the website, yeah, critically important. And again, it comes down to if you jump onto if you do your search, you land on a mobile or you're on a mobile site and you're waiting for that page to load and it's just not happening, you'll just bounce out. And again, you'll just bounce into another website that's quicker and easier to load.
Absolutely. So real life scenario, you probably won't want to wait in line. On the internet, you also don't want to be waiting for the page to load. One more extra bit of a useful tip about performance and speed as well is that actually the organic page ranking on Google search results are also determined by the page speed as well. So if you were able to actually optimize your mobile, not only it will actually help serve your potential customers or potential audience better, it will also help has a positive impact on your Google organic search results.
So what, the faster your mobile site is and the more relevant it is, the higher up the mobile organic rate it'll appear.
That's correct. So we do have a page quality score. So the more optimized your website is, or the mobile pages, the higher it will have in terms of a page quality score.
Awesome, really important. And the lucky last, design and functionality.
Yeah, I think we kind of touched that because it's actually tied towards the content and the performance and speed as well. So I'll just emphasize the importance of having a call to action message front and center. Again, we talk about how limited the attention span is. If they're looking for a plumber, don't make them don't give them a hard time. Don't make them navigate for 4 or 5 pages to get to get a quote or whatever. If you're if you're Bob's plumber, you just want to have that free quotation mobile number or that form button right in the center of the page, so people can actually come into your page, get the service and get out of that. So few goals are always place above the fold and in a visible location.
Yep.
Always the first or second element to load, hopefully the first. Eventually we shouldn't be an image unless it's necessary, because the image might take more time to load, and it's again, if we lose on a speed, we lose the potential customer.
Yeah, look, sometimes it's just the basic things. I mean, we see a lot of websites, mobile websites for clients where the absolute most basic thing, the click to call.
Absolutely.
You just go to click that number and it actually doesn't do anything because it's an image or it's not actually set up correctly on the mobile site. So little things like that, they're just really, really important.
That's correct. Well, there's actually more to having a optimized mobile pages, and we just highlighted the most important is to having a key message right in front. We did a research with Answer Lab where we actually listed 25 different top practice on optimizing a mobile page. So I'm sure your yellow MSA will be able to actually provide that details for you.
Absolutely. So yeah, your yellow media advisor that's with you today, they do have a copy of that. They can give you a physical copy or the online version, but it's just a really simple one-page PDF guide as to for mobile site design, and they can talk you through the actual advice that's in there. And if there's some advice we can give you that's easy and we can get it fixed straight away, we will. Look, if it's just not easy to fix, we can even talk to you about mobile websites or websites in general that are mobile friendly and mobile optimized, and make sure that you're not losing customers.
Absolutely.
That you're actually paying to send to your site in the first place.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Does Yellow embrace mobile? Absolutely. So we absolutely have a mobile first philosophy here at Yellow. And your Yellow Media Advisor that's there with you today can do a few things, actually straight after this webinar, just to make sure that you're not losing customers due to some of the things that Sonny was talking about just before. So first one is they can actually check, or we can check using some of our technology, that your site is optimized for mobile. Quick little check, take 5 minutes, but it has all the information in there to make sure that your site is optimized and that you're not losing customers.
Yep.
We'll even tell you exactly what is wrong with it, so that if we can help you get it fixed, we'll get it fixed. That will include doing a load speed test on your mobile website. So Google actually has some great technology that enables you to test exactly how fast your website does load on a mobile phone, and we have that technology, and again we can do that check, take you through it, and it does actually tell you at the end of it, which is great, exactly what percentage of customers you're likely losing based on the speed of your website. And hopefully it's not any, but it's important to
Hopefully no, yeah.
it's important to
I mean, like, it's
understand
better to know, find out earlier than like, later, right?
and get it fixed, yeah.
Absolutely.
And finally, look, we'll give you some tips. So if your website is fine and it's just some little things that need changing, like improving the click to call, or is there a click to call button? Is there a click for a quote button on your site? It's just some easy little tips to improve the conversion. Once we've landed someone on your site, improve that conversion to an actual phone call or a customer, then we'll give you that advice. We want your Google SEM and your Yellow SEM program to work, and that means that we're helping you work on the conversions from clicks to customers. Okay, so just to summarise, because there's a lot of information there, a lot of awesome information from Google around tips to make your business be found on Google, to help you be found by new customers on Google, to make your mobile website work better, right?
Yep.
So just to summarise it all, and to talk about how Yellow handles some of those things to make sure that our customers are getting the best results on Yellow SEM, just like to touch on a few little things. First of all, our bid and budget technology. So this is over and above now the Google system. This is a technology that Yellow uses, and the reason we have a bid and budget technology is it's to make sure that we can actually get the most number of clicks for our customers for any given budget. Okay, so this technology allows us to look at what those cost per clicks are, and more or less in really simple terms, jump in and cherry pick and make sure we're buying those clicks for our customers at the right price. So it does allow us to get, the most possible clicks for whatever budget it is that you choose to do with your Yellow SEM. Secondly, we have really qualified SEM experts, and that's right from the person that's sitting next to you now, your media advisor. So they are highly qualified. They understand how Yellow SEM works. They understand how Google works. They can help you with your strategy, which keywords you should be focused on, and really have that business discussion, if you like, about your business and about what your goals are and how SEM and Yellow SEM can actually help with those goals. But behind the scenes, we've also got a highly qualified campaign managers and operations team that actually work to make sure that your campaigns are set up correctly, but also constantly optimized to make sure that ongoing we're getting better and better results. We're getting the best possible results that we can get for your business and for the campaign that we've got set up. And Sonny, you might want to touch on that because you work with these guys and make sure that we're constantly working on best practice and that we're the most highly trained team.
Absolutely. I would say because it's a dynamic kind of a landscape, like consumer behavior, consumer preferences change every day or pretty much like every second moment. It's not like, compared to traditional media, it's not like, oh, now the billboard is out there, we don't have to care about anything. It's all about staying online, staying in line with your customers, knowing what their behavior is. That's why that tracking you were mentioning was actually very important. Real-time tracking, real-time performance evaluation, seeing what's happening, what's doing well on your campaign, what's not doing well with your campaign. So with Google, we have always been working very closely with the Yellow team, making sure that they complete all the up-to-date trainings. They're always certified to become our premium partner, and stay up to date with any updates changes that we have with what we see from the market, and provide that with Yellow customers.
And look, I have to say, obviously we've got some highly qualified people, but sometimes it's just great to have a hotline directly into Google, straight to you, Sonny, and we can basically bounce some ideas off you, all right?
Absolutely.
We might give all our customers your number, is that all right?
Well,
no, we won't do that.
I'll probably get another phone number first, before we start with that. Yeah.
But absolutely, the team at Yellow, we make sure and rely heavily on our relationship with Google to make sure that we are providing the best possible results for our customers.
Absolutely.
You touched a little bit on detailed and transparent reporting. Won't go into a lot of detail there, but basically we take pride in making sure that our data is completely transparent. So we don't hide anything. You've got all the information. You have it daily. You can access it any time you like. Your media advisor sitting next to you can take you through it. Your campaign manager can take you through it. So we want you to be really comfortable with the data that's in your reporting, that you're getting the right amount of clicks, the right amount of calls, and that you're getting the right ROI that you need to make your SEM program successful. And speaking of the Yellow SEM team, I'm just going to put a photo of them up on the screen there. There they are. So they basically sit in Lonsdale Street in Melbourne, and in regards to the people that are actually working on your campaigns, making sure that they're working in their absolute optimum possible way, it's these guys here. And look, you have the phone number for our campaign team, and you can deal with these guys direct, as well as your relationship manager sitting with you, to make sure that your campaign is always humming along to its best possible ability.
Mm-hmm.
So look, when is the best time to start your SEM?
When is not the best time to start your SEM? Like, think about where your potential customers are. Like, what are they doing at this moment? Are they already searching for some of the services that you also provide? So don't lose that opportunity to any of your competitors. I would say start it as soon as possible.
Yeah, look, we hear this question all the time, and it really is a matter of there are customers out there searching for what you do right now. Okay, there are, right? So whenever you want to start having being found by new customers for the things that you do that are highly valuable to your business, really, there really is no better time to jump on and start experiencing it now, particularly if you've never done SEM before, or AdWords or Yellow SEM before. You need to really jump on there and experience the benefit of what Yellow SEM can do.
Absolutely, and you're all in great hands. These guys know what they're doing, and definitely in great hands, and there's no fear around embracing the digital online opportunities.
No, thanks, Sonny, and we will work with you. So if you just want us to handle it while you look after your business, that's what we do, and that's what we're known for, right? But if you want to learn more about it and you want us to work with you and educate you on Yellow SEM and Google in general, then we'll hold your hand and walk you through that process as well, and help you become as knowledgeable in this whole digital space as you'd like to be. So what are the next steps? So a lot of you do have your Yellow Media Advisor sitting there right next to you while you're having a look at this webinar. If that's the case, after we finish up now, they'll be able to sit down with you. They'll be able to do your Google speed test. We'll be able to look at your website, make sure it's optimized. They'll be able to have a look at all the keywords that are relevant for your business, and they'll be able to talk to you about, what is the right sort of Yellow SEM program to be looking at for your business. If you don't have an advisor with you right now, and you're watching this webinar without a Yellow representative there with you, I'll put a number up on the screen now, 132489. If you ring that number, they will put you through to someone that can absolutely help you with everything that we've spoken about today. And again, they'll make this real and bring it to life for your business, your customers, your keywords, and make sure again that you're being looked after with the right solution for your business. If you do have a Yellow Pages or a Yellow representative that's not sitting there with you now, just ring them. They'll be more than happy to come out and visit you and talk you through the program and make it real for your business as well. So on that, I think I'd like to, we can wrap up. Yeah, is there anything we've missed?
Well, I guess we pretty much touched upon all of that. I guess the next step is for you to take action.
Absolutely. So Sonny, let's leave it up to the Yellow reps that are out there with you now and bring this to life for your own business, and let's go down the pub, have a beer and talk about SEM.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me again. Cheers.
Thanks everybody. Cheers.
Thank you.